Hello, welcome back to Wake the Dead. It is I, Shadow Star, and I come to you today with a new video. To be honest, I haven't planned what I'm gonna say. I just knew in my heart that I had to make a video, that I needed to be accountable for what I'm going through, and that I just need to get this out. I can't explain why, but I just know in my heart that I need to make a video right now. If you were to look at what we call my life, you know, my life story, my life situation on paper, I have it pretty damn good. I have a beautiful woman that has stuck with me through thick and thin. We've been through hell together. I have her in my life, and we just got this beautiful place together. You know, we got an amazing cat, and we live right by the beach, and you know, I feel guilty that I even have anything to complain about. But as we all know, things on the material plane don't bring contentment. I started this channel because teaching spirituality is what I'm passionate about. Studying spirituality and teaching it and walking it and practicing it is what I'm passionate about. But sometimes I feel like I'm unworthy. And I see a lot of other YouTubers on this platform, and you know, they make references to some of the practices I engage in, and they call it pseudoscience, and they say it's harming the entire population. And they put people like me in the same category as people who believe that the earth is flat. Like I'm some sort of crazy conspiracy theorist. I'm not a doctor. I don't teach medical science. I'm a shamanic healer. I teach healing on a metaphysical level. In many ways it overlaps with psychology. For one thing, I believe that most mental disorders are actually caused by pain deep down within, and disconnections and disagreements between the conscious mind and the collective unconscious. I believe that when we manifest illness in our body or in our mind, it's a manifestation of something much deeper. And the origin of all illness is disconnection with one's true essence, who we truly are. We're born into a society where we inherit a false identity. We're told this is your name, this is your gender, these are your political views, this is your religion, this is your social class, this is your race. And we create a story in our head about that stuff, and we call this entity me. But that's not who we are. We are something so much deeper than that. Before anyone can scrutinize any esoteric, metaphysical, spiritual philosophy or practice, one must first understand the fundamental principle that consciousness is the fundamental reality. In many ways, fields like quantum physics and quantum mechanics are all but proving it, confirming it at the very least. You know, we're told that consciousness originates in our brain and that it's just a byproduct of the chemical soup in our brain. I beg to differ. I've come to realize that consciousness is inherent throughout the entire cosmos and in all possible universes, from beginningless time through infinite space. You know, I look at the amount of subscribers that I have on this channel, and I mean, I've invested hundreds of dollars into this channel. I've invested a lot of time and a lot of planning into this channel. I intended to make it my whole life. I knew in my heart that this is what I had to do. Because I'm not just trying to build a channel so that I get recognition. I'm trying to carry a message for those who feel completely lost. For those who feel completely disconnected from who they truly are, who are at their wits' end and who know that there has to be something more. There has to be more to life. There has to be something greater than this. And I want to give these people hope that they're not alone. But I'm no master. I have by no means attained ascension. It's my ultimate goal in life. And I've had some wonderful moments of deep spiritual insight and connection. But I've also been through some things so hellish I can't even put it into words. You know, I was raised in a fundamentalist Christian home, and my stepfather was abusive, and I've forgiven him. I've done a lot of work on this, and I've recognized that I can't just play the victim and use that as an excuse to screw my life up. But as a kid, I didn't know that. You know, when I was 13 years old, I was being bullied in school quite heavily, and that's not a poor me situation either, because I'm not excusing the bullies, but I am saying that my ego got a sick sense of satisfaction from being victimized by these people. It somehow made me feel special, like it made me feel validated, like at least someone acknowledged my presence. At least I had some sort of power. I was getting a reaction out of people. And then the very first chance I got, the very first time I was offered, I started doing drugs. And for me it progressed very, very quickly. You know, by 14 I had graduated from the natural stuff that grows from the ground, and you know, I was then experimenting with cocaine and ecstasy, and by 16 I was experimenting with crack cocaine and crystal meth. And I also became addicted to pharmaceutical amphetamines, Adderall. I would abuse them and stay up for days at a time until I would be in a state of psychosis, and they would have to commit me to the hospital under the Mental Health Act. I would black out and wake up in the hospital and be told that I tried to hang myself and not even remember it. And I just didn't see that I was the problem. I thought, you know, how often I was bullied, I thought that was the problem. I thought the corruption of society, I thought that was the problem. I thought my stepdad being abusive, I thought that was the problem, but none of that stuff was the problem. I was the problem. I was the common denominator. And if you were abused as a child, that's not your fault. If you were bullied in school, that's not your fault. But there comes a time where we need to say, what's my part in this? And if you're a grown adult who still keeps making the same mistakes and you're blaming something that happened in your childhood, it's not happening anymore. You're now an adult. It's your responsibility to get the help you need to overcome these things so that you don't keep repeating the same mistakes. I started attending 12-step meetings at a pretty early age, I would say. I think I was 16 or 17 when I started going to 12-step meetings, and I went to my first treatment center when I was 18. And then when I was at around 18, about to turn 19, I was on the streets and I was using crack, and I was breaking into people's houses, breaking into people's cars, and I got really drunk one night and I tried to rob a McDonald's. I told some bullshit lie that I had a bomb planted in there, and of course they didn't give me any money or take me seriously, but I ended up in jail. And I didn't know how to survive in jail. I was bullied a lot in there too. And but then in the year 2012, something quite amazing happened to me. When I was behind bars, I picked up the basic text of the AA 12-step program, and I did those steps the way they were written in that book, and I had a profound spiritual awakening. And I realized that a lot of the things I was told about the spirit world and, you know, basically the religious dogma that was imposed on me as a kid was not true. I wasn't a sinner who deserved to burn in hell for all of eternity. And it was through that I found First Nations spiritual practice, and eventually Wicca and paganism, and eventually the esoteric teachings. And that became my passion, but for some reason, for years, I couldn't kick the drug thing. I just ended up in and out of treatment centers, in and out of recovery houses, in and out of the rooms of 12-step meetings, and it's not that I wasn't doing the work. I was doing the work. It's that I wasn't willing to admit or face the fact or accept that my problems were of my own making. I kept on having to point the finger at somebody else, and that wasted years and years of this life that I'll never get back. I've been through unimaginable hell that I wouldn't wish on anyone. And it was all because of my own ego, my own selfish and self-centered desire for everything to go my way. And I wasn't able to live life on life's terms. Today I'm not using drugs, I'm not drinking, and I'm strongly pursuing a path of spirituality. But man, I'm falling apart. I'm coming to the end of myself. I'm starting to question if everything I'm the most passionate about, everything I believe in the most, everything that gives my life purpose, everything that gives me the smallest shred of hope, what if it's just wishful thinking? What if the most beautiful spiritual insights I've ever had in this lifetime were just some sort of wishful thinking, some sort of psychotic delusion? And I know in my heart that that's not true. I know in my heart that those insights, those experiences, they were real. And I know that this higher power that I'm seeking on a daily basis, I know it's real. Because I've seen it, I've felt it, I've experienced it. Still the voice of doubt comes and says, you know, you only have 17 subscribers on your channel. Nobody really cares about what you have to say. And then there's my ego again. I'm attached to the sense of identity. I'm basing my value on validation from others that I'm not getting. You know, I feel like such a failure. I feel like this whole making a channel thing was a really stupid idea. And my girlfriend keeps encouraging me and saying, no, it's beautiful. It's what you're passionate about and you're going for it, and that's so brave. I just feel completely crushed. I just feel like something inside of me is collapsing, something inside of me is just dying. I feel like I'm being absolutely annihilated. I have so much to be grateful for. I have so many blessings in life. And like, who the hell am I to complain about 17 subscribers? 17 subscribers is priceless, man. You know, I'm blessed to have anyone that believes in me and is, you know, some people have nobody. I at least have a supportive family and a supportive girlfriend. And she's much more than a girlfriend. She's my partner in life. She's my partner in soul. And my family, like, they never give up on me, and I have so many beautiful blessings. But I feel so low. I feel like almost like I'd be better off dead. And I hate myself for thinking that. That's such a selfish thing to think. That's such a selfish way to feel.
hell am I supposed to feel? I'm the one who put myself in this situation. And I wish I could end on a happy, positive note, but I'm having one of the hardest fucking days of my life. Sober, that is. I mean, I had a lot crappier days when I was using and drinking, but as far as being sober goes, this is one of the most difficult, painful days I have ever experienced. And I just pray to whoever is listening, that if I'm supposed to keep going with this channel, just give me a sign. If my life I just feel like, how, with all this pain, how can I be expected to live with all this pain? And then again, I feel like I don't even have the right to feel all this pain. There's so many people who have it so much worse. And yet, I feel like it's the end of the fucking world. I'm so sorry if I'm discouraging anyone who's seeking a path of spirituality. But I would rather be honest and transparent than be deceptive and pretend everything's okay, because I'm not okay right now. And I don't know what the future of this channel is going to look like. But whatever is meant to be, I accept it and I surrender to it. I surrender. That's all. Bright blessings.